Hello world, I'm Jack, and this is Word Reverse. And if you remember from the CS50X coding contest, the purpose of Word Reverse is to take a string and reverse all the characters in the string, but bit by bit instead. So if there's a period, you're only supposed to reverse the words up to the period, and then you go to the next punctuation mark and reverse the letters in between that punctuation mark and the next punctuation mark or a space. And so to do this, I took advantage of the fact that you don't actually have to store the resulting string anywhere and simply print it out. Now, before we get started, I declared two functions to help me. The first one is isAlphaNum, and you might have used functions like isAlpha during CS50X. And isAlphaNum is essentially an extended version of isAlpha. And it basically tells you whether or not it's a letter or a number. So it's isAlpha, plus it also contains 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the other one is printReverse. PrintRev, I've called it here. And what printRev does is it will take a char array instead of a char star or a string, which is important for the way I've solved the problem, and the length, and it will print that word out in reverse from the length. And so if you go into main, obviously the first thing you want to do is read in the string. And then I've declared a character array called buffer that is the length of the string. And the reason I've made it the length of the string is that the longest it will possibly need to accommodate is the entire string. And so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop over the buffer, and I've declared this int cur, short for current, and that'll be important in a second. So I'm going up to the length of the string, and so I can do two things with the characters. First, if the character is not alphanumeric, so if not isAlphaNum, I'm going to reverse print whatever's in the buffer. Then I'm going to print the period or the non-alphanumeric character, and then I'm going to set current back to 0, and you'll see why in a second. Now, if the character is an alphanumeric character, if it's a letter or a number, I'm going to add it to the buffer at current. So let's say I'm doing a word, and the word has a space after 3 letters. The first letter in the word will go at buffer of 0. Current will be increased. The second letter of the word will go at buffer of 1, and the third letter of the word will go at buffer of 2. Now, when I get to the space, which remember isn't an alphanumeric character, I'm going to reverse print whatever's in the buffer using my printRev function, which basically just loops backwards over the character array. And then I'm going to set current back to 0, which means I'll start building up the buffer from the beginning again the next time I reach an non-alphanumeric character, and I will print out the space. And once I've reached the end of the string, the buffer still might have things in it if the string does not end in a non-alphanumeric character. And so I'm going to reverse print that, and then the reversed words in the string, but with the punctuation still the same, will have been printed to the screen as per the challenge. This was Word Reverse.